It was a Friday night, December 20th, 1968, just 5 days before Christmas. The air in Benicia, California was cold and still, the kind of night where the stars feel close enough to touch. On a secluded gravel turnout off Lake Herman Road, a popular lover's lane, two teenagers were enjoying a first date. David Arthur Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16, had driven out in David's mother's Rambler. They were just two kids, sharing a quiet moment in the dark, completely unaware that they were about to become the first confirmed victims of one of the most infamous and elusive serial killers in American history, the Zodiac. Before we continue, take a moment to comment, like, share, and subscribe, so you don't miss future episodes of the Calendar of Crime. Also, keep an eye out for exclusive content coming soon to Substack. The couple had originally planned to attend a Christmas concert at Hogan High School, but they changed their minds and drove to the remote spot instead. This seemingly innocent decision placed them directly in the path of a predator. At approximately 10:15 p.m., a car pulled up and parked about 10 feet away from the Rambler. The details of what happened next are chillingly sparse, pieced together from the limited evidence left behind. It is believed the driver of the second car, the killer, approached the Rambler, possibly forcing the couple out of the vehicle. David Faraday was found lying on the gravel turnout, shot once in the head at close range. Betty Lou Jensen's body was discovered approximately 28 feet away from the car. She had attempted to flee, running toward the safety of the road, but the killer pursued her, shooting her 5 times in the back. The killer then calmly drove away, leaving the scene undisturbed except for the bodies and the spent shell casings. The crime was discovered shortly after 11 p.m. by a passing motorist, Stella Borges, who initially thought the bodies were victims of a hit-and-run accident. 6 months later, the terror returned. It was July 4th, 1969, just before midnight, at the Blue Rock Springs Park golf course parking lot in Vallejo, about 4 miles from the first attack. Darlene Ferrin, 22, and her friend Michael Mageau, 19, were sitting in Darlene's Corvair. Like Faraday and Jensen, they were parked in a secluded area, enjoying the holiday night. A car, described as a light-colored vehicle, pulled up behind them and quickly left. A few minutes later, the same car returned, parking directly behind the Corvair. The driver of the second car got out, holding a flashlight and a gun. He walked up to the passenger side of the Corvair, shining the light into the car, momentarily blinding Darlene and Michael. Before they could react, the killer opened fire. Darlene was hit multiple times and died shortly after arriving at the hospital. Michael Mageau was shot in the face, neck, and chest, but miraculously survived the attack, providing the first, albeit limited, description of the killer. At 12:40 a.m. on July 5th, a man called the Vallejo Police Department to report the shooting. The call was placed from a payphone at a gas station at the intersection of Springs Road and Tuolumne Street, less than a mile from the crime scene. The caller spoke in a monotone, emotionless voice, claiming responsibility for the attack and, crucially, for the murders of David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen the previous December. He provided details of both crime scenes that only the killer would know, confirming the terrifying connection between the two seemingly random acts of violence. The caller's chilling confession marked the true beginning of the Zodiac killer's reign of terror. The two attacks, separated by 6 months and a few miles, established a pattern: young couples, secluded lovers' lanes, and a sudden brutal assault. The anonymous phone call, followed weeks later by the first of the infamous letters and ciphers sent to Bay Area newspapers, transformed a local double homicide into a national obsession. The killer had not only taken lives but had also claimed ownership of his actions, setting the stage for a deadly game with law enforcement and the public that continues to this day. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.